Oh my gosh, guys, look how insanely epic I look right now. That's so cool. And whoa, it's nighttime. Look at my freaking glowing magma guard staff. Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Damien and welcome back to another Minecraft mod review. Today we're checking out the Star Wars mod. This mod basically adds in a very complex Star Wars universe into Minecraft with things including factions, an economy system, resources, armors, blasters, lightsabers, holograms, a new world, as well as many other things available in this very cool mod, guys. So let's see if you can take 1 second to smack that like button. Let's aim for 70 plus likes on this video, and thank you all for smashing that like goal on the last video. I definitely do appreciate all your support. Anyways, guys, let's get started with today's video. So first things first, we have two awesome blocks, and that's what I'm going to show off first. It's actually the hologram blocks, and one is for the Jedi and one is for the Sith, and they're not really too interactive, but they do look fairly cool and can be used to decorate your home, as well as they do follow you around when you walk around. So you cannot actually craft this, but you can find it in the next world, which we'll be traveling to through space a little bit later on in the video. But anyways, moving on, guys, we have 4 different ores available in this mod that's found on that particular world, Tatooine, which is what it's called, I believe. And the ores include silver, copper, aluminum, and titanium. They come in 4 different types, those including large, medium, small, and extra small. The extra small is basically 1 drop, the small is 2 drop, the medium drops 3, and the large drops 4. So that's basically how that works. Very simple, and yeah, very cool. So one thing I do want to mention, for disclosure, guys, is that I haven't actually watched any of the Star Wars movies, so if like I mispronounce some of the things in this mod or about Star Wars, don't get offended, please, because I really am trying my best. Anyways, guys, moving on, we have the power crystals, which is basically used to craft your lightsabers, those including the colors green, blue, red, yellow, purple, white, and black. Definitely pretty cool, and that's basically that. It's found along underground on Tatooine with the particular ores in question here. So yeah, anyways, guys, moving on, we have the armors, those including 5 different types, which is the clone armor, the brown clone armor, we have the Jedi Camino helmet. I'm not really too sure what, I guess it's a person, but I don't know the actual person or how to pronounce it. I'm trying my best, guys, like I said, but that's basically that armor set. Next, we have the Jedi robes, as well as we have the Sith robes, which I think looks pretty dang cool, but maybe because I'm slightly evil on the inside. But anyways, that's the armors. They do protect you very well. I guess they would be normal iron armor, but I actually think they're full diamond because they do fill up the bar for, you know, the Minecraft thing. So I'll be putting on the armor a little bit later on in the video to show you how they all look, but they're definitely pretty cool and definitely gives you a very cool feel in Minecraft. Now, if you pay attention on my screen, you can see that there's several different things, those including the top left hand corner, which tells you my weapon, which I don't actually have one. I'm not really sure why it says throwing lightsaber, because that's not actually an item in the mod, but it basically supposed to tell you what item you're holding in your hand, or what weapon you're holding in your hand, excuse me. And in the top right hand corner is your credits, your factions, and your levels. So as you can see, I have 200 credits, and I'm a Jedi, and I'm level 6. So basically, guys, you earn credits by killing mobs from this mod. So if you go ahead and fight a Sith, you will kill them, you get about 300 credits, and you can use that credits to buy the armor. So the armor is not actually craftable. To choose your faction, you basically are going to go ahead and press V on your keyboard, and you can choose either to be a Jedi, a Sith, a hunter, a clone, or a droid. So the droid basically serves their lords and conquers pretty much everyone. The clone is has like the ability to use the blasters, as well as the droid has the ability to use the blasters. The hunters cannot use, the clones, and the droids cannot use the lightsabers, but they can't, or they can in fact use the blasters, which is their designated weapon. Next, we have the Jedi and the Sith. Of course, you guys know what these are. The Jedis are basically the good guys that protects the universe, and the Sith are the bad guys, and the Sith and the Jedi can use both the blasters and the lightsabers. But one thing I do want to mention is that if you're using a blaster with the Jedi or the Sith, it actually does less damage, so that's something to keep in mind. So anyways, that's basically the factions, and as you can see, I chose Sith and my level got reset to 1. Anyways, guys, moving on, we have the weapons in this mod, those including the lightsabers as well as the blasters. Now, like I mentioned, blasters are used by the normal folk, like the hunter, droid, and clone. We have several different blasters here. We're going to go ahead and try on some of our outfits with our blasters and shoot some targets, or probably just shoot them around and show you how much damage they actually do. So first things first, guys, we have the clone armor. Now, as you can see, I'm holding a blaster in my hand, and as you can see, it looks a quite different than the normal Minecraft first person. Third person definitely looks pretty cool, but this is the clone trooper armor, and if you go ahead and just quickly grab some piggies or maybe an iron golem, we'll test this out. If you go ahead and just shoot him with the carbon laser, if you right click, you can see that it does 13 damage. Definitely pretty cool. You can see that the lights and the sounds are pretty much on point for this mod. Definitely pretty cool. Next we have the carbon Republic blaster, which does 12 attack damage. The blasters does 3 attack damage. So basically guys, they're fairly similar guns. I don't want to go over every single one of them because they're pretty much the same, except they look quite different in your hand. The normal pistols and blasters do a range between 1 to 5 attack damage, and the stronger carbon blasters as well as the sniper rifle does anywhere from 12 to about 16 attack damage. So that's basically how I'm going to generalize it so you guys will understand, and I don't have to show you every single gun. So basically, as you can see, it's very inaccurate, some of them, but they do sound and look very cool when you're shooting them. So definitely, if you enjoy Star Wars, you'll definitely enjoy these weapons as well. Let's go ahead and check out the next armor set, or the next armor we have for this particular mod. And next guys, we have the brown clone trooper outfit, and as you can see, it looks pretty dang cool. It's like a mixture of like brown with the clone trooper. I guess he uses for camouflage on Tatooine. And on this one, I have the Tusken cycler as well as the blaster, which is like a normal blaster. As you can see, they do shoot different light beams as well as, I don't know what you would call that, but they do make different sounds. And some of them you can actually aim by left clicking. That's just one thing I do want to mention, but as you can see, it's very, like I said, very inaccurate, which I guess is appropriate for the stormtroopers. Anyways guys, moving on, we have the Jedi Kenomi, whatever outfit. So we have our outfit on, guys. As you can see, this looks pretty dang cool. I'm not too sure what this is, but as you can see, he has like a little mask or a little like Google Glass on for some reason, and then he has like a very cool outfit, and I guess it looks pretty cool. And these are basically the lightsabers, guys. We have the normal lightsaber, which is the single side, and then we have the double lightsaber, which does 8 attack damage, and the regular lightsaber, which does 7 attack damage, which is equivalent to a diamond sword. And that's pretty cool. It comes in the various colors. It depends on which power crystal you use. And as you can see, I have like a lightsaber in my hand that's not on, and if you go ahead and press L, you can actually turn it on, and you do have that awesome Star Wars sound effect, or lightsaber sound effect, I guess you would call it. And I can basically do that for all of them, so definitely pretty cool. As you can see, I'm just like turning on my lightsaber in my hand and turning it off. And another cool thing, guys, is that if you actually put a lightsaber into the second slot in your hotbar menu, you can see that you can dual wield 2 lightsabers. So basically, any lightsaber you're holding in your hand, if there's a lightsaber on your second slot, you can actually dual wield them and use them both at the same time and do double the damage that you would normally do. So that's definitely pretty dang cool. Anyways guys, moving on, we have the Sith robe set, and this actually comes along with our double-sided lightsaber, which does 8 attack damage yet again. He looks pretty cool, and you could of course press L to turn it on and off. And you can also dual wield this by placing the lightsaber into the second slot and holding another one in your hand. And then you can do like about, what, 16 attack damage, which is pretty dang insane. Okay guys, last but not least, we have the Sith, and this is basically how he looks. And there's also an extra weapon in this mod, and it's called the Magma Guard Staff, which is 10 attack damage, the most powerful single weapon, I guess, for the lightsabers, not for the blasters. There's some blasters that does about 15, but this looks pretty dang cool. I guess it's the best looking weapon, the coolest, definitely the coolest, because as you can see, there's lightning coming out from both ends, and it just looks freaking dang awesome. And that's basically the weapons, guys. I'm gonna go over some of the blocks, and then we'll head over to the dimension or the Tatooine world. But anyways, guys, to get to our awesome world, we'll need a brand new item, which is called a communicator. And to craft this, you basically use some of our aluminum segments, titanium segments, as well as the button, the glass pane, and the redstone. And like I mentioned, the ores are found in the Tatooine dimension, but they're also found in overworld. I might have not said they were available in overworld, but once you have the segments, which you get by smelting down the aluminum and the titanium in your furnace, craft your communicator and simply right click on it, and you access a bunch of cool options. So if you go ahead and just right click on this, you can see that there's home, comlink, virtual shop, and leave. So if you go ahead and click on home, you can see that we just leave right there. It doesn't really do anything, just goes back to the main menu. If you click leave, we exit the menu. And there's also comlink and virtual shop. Virtual shop is where you buy all of your armors, your vehicles, and the other things that you'll need. They have the small Bacta tank, which is basically health regeneration. We have the vehicles, which is basically, there's the speed bike as well as the land speeder. We have the armory, which includes the clone trooper outfits, as well as the Jedi or the Commando Jedi outfit, the one that I don't know how to say basically. And next we have the comlink after you leave the virtual shop, which is they only have one option, and the option is to call the freelance pilot, and he's basically a smuggler pilot which you could pay in order to go to another planet. So after you call this freelance pilot, we could go ahead and contact him. He will come down with his ship, and as you can see, it's kind of buggy, but it eventually falls down to the ground. Looks pretty damn cool, and if you go ahead and right click him, you can actually pay him to go to Tatooine. Definitely pretty cool. At the moment, the price says 0 credits, but to actually summon him or communicate with him, it's 300 credits. But one thing I do want to mention, guys, to get back to Earth, it's 1,000 credits, so definitely keep that in mind. You might be going on a one-way trip if you don't have like armor and stuff to kill things. So guys, here we are in the Tatooine world, and in this particular world there's a city that you spawn and always seem to spawn next to, and this is basically the main city of the world that has all of the mobs interacting and such. As you can see, there's really no one alive here because I probably spawned the world down on peaceful or whatever, but normally there's a bunch of stormtroopers as well as mobs kind of roaming around. If you go ahead and just check out this one particular house, you can see that it is very detailed for being very plain on the outside. So definitely go ahead and check out all of these houses. They do have lovely surprises inside, and you can definitely go ahead and loot all of them to get their lovely items. And there's also upstairs on this one. So like I mentioned, guys, there's some things that you would not expect in these houses. But as you can see, there's like redstone mixed with sand, very similar to that particular world. Here we have another structure that spawned. I'm not really too sure what it is, but it is home to one of the mob factions, and I went into it earlier. There was like a bunch of mobs in here, but it's basically like a stronghold, and we're experiencing some lag because it's a very large structure. But anyways, guys, there's really nothing in there besides, like, you know, the chest. But I mean, there's no mobs or anything in there, but it's definitely pretty cool to explore if you like Star Wars and like checking out cool things that relate to Star Wars. Alright guys, so here we are in a super flat world to check out some of the mobs in this mod. First things first, we have the battle droid with 15 health who attacks all enemy factions, those including clones as well as Jedis. Next we have the commander droid, which has 40 health and commands these regular battle droids. Moving on, we have the super droid, which has 30 health, 10 less than the commander droid, but is very powerful and does do a lot of attack. Next we have the clone trooper, which battles our droids, as you can see, and does a fair amount of damage. Has 20 health, and compared to the clone commander, which has 40 health, is pretty weak. Next, this guy looks pretty dang cool, but moving on, we have some civilians, those including this blue creature here. Not really too sure what he called them. Has 10 health. Next we have the green one, which has 10 health as well. They have very cool sound effects. We have the red one, and if you guys recognize these people's faces or these creatures' faces, definitely comment down below and tell me who they are. Next we have like a human, I guess, and this another human, as well as we have this flying creature, which looks pretty dang cool. Alright guys, moving on, we have the Jedi, which has 100 health, carries around a lightsaber, and is attacking me right now because I'm a droid. But anyways, guys, when you're a droid, as you can see, it looks freaking cool because you're like in this very cool outfits. But anyways, if I go ahead and switch to Jedi, you can see how he stops attacking me. And if I go ahead and spawn on a Sith, you can see how he battles a Sith, which is very equal to him, has 100 attacks, still carries around a lightsaber just like him. And as you can see, if they're blocking, they can actually ricochet each other's sword and kind of bounce back, as well as they could throw it, as well as they could kind of like ricochet the blasters and kind of have it bounce back and kill the enemy. Definitely pretty cool, and our Sith actually won that battle. Let's actually punch him until he dies. Almost dead. There we go. You dead. What you want? I got me 300 XP for that, or credits. Anyways, guys, moving on, we have the Droideka, and the Droideka is basically this particular mob. Has 10 health. He like rolls around apparently and has like a force field. Not really too sure why he's like continuously rolling around, but if you go ahead and spawn down a clone trooper, you can see that he stops rolling and starts battling. Very cool. Alright guys, so the next set of mobs we have is the Magna Guard, as well as the Speed Biker, which is the vehicle. We have the Jawa, we have the Tusken, the Banta, the Freelance Pilot, as well as the Eupai or Eupai. I'm really sure, guys. I'm butchering all of these names. I'm sorry, I'm killing your childhood right now. Anyways, guys, moving on, we have the Magna Guard. As you can see, carries around that very cool staff and looks pretty much like the droid. Has 250 health and is very, very powerful. Next, we have the Speed Biker, which is this awesome kind of entity. Has 75 health, and you can actually use this, since it's an entity, to run people over, and actually does 2 attack damage. Definitely pretty cool, and moves pretty fast. Next, guys, we have the Jawa, which has 10 health. You guys probably recognize who these guys are. Next, we have the Tusken, which is one of the good guys. He apparently kills clones and droids as well as Siths, and carries around a blaster, and is apparently very weak compared to that droid. Moving on, we have the Banta, which is just like a regular mob, I guess a passive mob that looks like a, what would you call that, a woolly mammoth with horns like a ram. But anyways, has 20 health, very cool. Next we have the freelance pilot, which of course is the guy who brings us to Tatooine and transports us between Earth and Tatooine. Has 10 health and has an awesome spaceship. Next we have the Eopai, and this guy looks pretty cool, like a elephant mixed with a sloth, I guess, but has 20 health. He's a passive mob and doesn't really attack you. Next we have the Cliff Burr Worm, which basically attacks everything in sight. Doesn't really care what faction you're in, just goes ahead and attacks all of that. Has 20 health, and mobs do attack it if they attack them, so definitely pretty cool. Next we have the Ganarian Guard, whatever. He looks like a freaking elf. He's green. He has 180 health. He carries around an axe, and he really has no special abilities, but he looks like a pig actually. Definitely pretty cool. Last but not least, guys, let's check out the final 4 mobs we have. And as you can see, guys, the Sith and the Magna Guard actually has a special ability, and the Magna Guard ability is spinning around that staff, and the Sith special ability is using lightning. So definitely pretty cool. Next, guys, we have the Smuggler, as well as the Drewback, as well as we have another vehicle, and Acklay. I'm yet again butchering all these names. This is this guy. I'm not really too sure what this is, but as you can see, he has 20 health, and he just looks really weird. Is this part of Star Wars, or is this part of the mod that the guy's just having like a laugh about? Here's a Drewback, a giant lizard that I think is going to attack pretty much anything in sight. Next, we have the Smuggler, and the Smuggler basically attacks me because I'm a Jedi. He basically attacks anyone because he's trying to smuggle things across the border, and he has 13 health, and he has goggles on his head. Definitely pretty cool. And last but not least, guys, we have the Land Speeder, which is another vehicle, and he can yet again use this to run over mobs. Does about 2 attack damage and moves fairly quick. So guys, I think it wraps up today's Minecraft mod spotlight. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Take 1 second to drop a like or a comment down below. I definitely do appreciate all the support. If you guys want to see more of my Minecraft mod spotlights, click on the videos on your screen or in the playlist link below in the description. Anyways, guys, this was Team Twist, and I'll see you later.